Meep, meep, meep. Hey everyone, this is Soul, and this is a excuse me, this is a channel update video. This is not the normal stuff that I do. Actually, I don't even remember the last time I did one, to be perfectly honest. That's probably bad, because this is the time where I would try to present to you all how I'm doing and ask all of you how you think I'm doing, or how do you feel that I'm doing, or what can I do to do better and all that stuff. So today it's how's the channel doing? And in the words of one of my guildmates, Nelia, it's not like doing super awful, all right? But after 3 years and about 800 videos, 800 uploads, it's a lot of uploads. So that's, and thousands of hours of making stuff and streams and all that. I simply had expected more out of myself, mostly. I was hoping that that I would have learned enough, or that I would grow enough and mature enough as a channel and as a person, as a content creator, to where I would be able to reach out to many, many people, and people would love me and shower me with all their attention. Haha. Didn't happen. Now, mind you, for all of you who do watch and support me, I am incredibly humbled and grateful. You folks have supported me. You kept me going. I appreciate that so much. Unfortunately, it just seems that the things that I'm doing, or the approaches that I'm taking to the channel right now and to the stream and elsewhere, it's the wrong thing. I'm not doing the right things to help the channel grow. And I feel that because of that, whenever I try to contribute, or whenever I try to add myself into conversations and be a part of the community, it's like I'm doing a disservice, because whatever methods that I'm doing or whatever content I'm putting out, it's wrong. It's not attractive enough to get people to not just click, but to come back. There's the easy answer to fall back to, that it's like, well, obviously, so it's because WoW is dead. It's a dying game. No one's playing it. And the negativity and the rage is at an all-time high. And people don't want to watch people like you shill the game, or so-called shills like me trying to sell the game and so on and so forth. But some channels are doing just fine. Some channels are actually thriving even in the midst of a WoW downturn. The reason seems simple, at least when I look around and try to find the answer. It just seems like channels that focus on Warcraft and the world of Warcraft as a historical piece, or a nostalgia trip, rather than the day-to-day happenings, the latest news, the breaking shit that's going on, the really highly opinionated stuff with feedback and debates and trying to promote discussion. That stuff just doesn't work by comparison to the throwbacks, the nostalgia trips. So considering the content that I do, which is mostly commentary and feedback and the latest stuff, it leaves me in a pretty poop state of mind. It has me damn near depressed after having put thousands of hours into the channel. By the way, I'm not depressed, or at least I don't consider myself to be depressed. I don't think this is a mental health issue. It's just, I've been doing a lot of work and it's not working out, and I'm sad. So I at least want to make that much clear. So let me explain, or rant a little bit about just what's going through my head with how things are going and what I want to do in the future, and the help that I'll need from you folks at home and on the toilet. The core of my channel and me as a person, it is all about sharing opinions. It's all about engaging with you folks in the WoW community, whether you agree with me or disagree with me. And especially the people that I disagree with, I like trying to be able to engage and help each other understand. It's very much my desire. I have a lot of fun with identifying problems and then trying to think up cool suggestions, give feedback, suggestions, think of design concepts, like I said, provide feedback to try to make this game that I've been playing for this many years better and more fun and more enjoyable, not just for me, but for a wider variety of people, because I understand that I don't share everyone's perspective. And so for anyone who wants things or wants the game to be good for themselves, cool. I'm not going to fight that unless it directly contradicts with what I want. And, well, that's where that friction comes from. So the big problem with that sort of approach, especially with the current reach that I have, and unfortunately 20 or so thousand subscribers is not a very big reach, is that I guess the ratio of people who would actually be interested in this sort of feedback is very low. Basically, people aren't interested to hear what I have to say. One of our viewers, who goes by the name of A&T, he produces hip hop on top of his normal job, and he released a few albums. I'll put a link to his Spotify below. But one of his songs, I wrote it somewhere. There's a line in one of his songs that he released last year, and it goes like this: "The crowd don't cheer, the crowd don't boo, the crowd don't come round when they don't know you." And that's true. I could have a really strong message to give, but if I'm only talking to a very small amount of people, and of those people who are even interested, how effective is that? Bigger channels who already draw in like hundreds of thousands or millions of views a week, they give their own opinions on things, of course. I don't think that it's inaccurate to say that when people have their minds made up, they may look to other channels or they look to things to validate their own opinions. They're not interested in having their viewpoints challenged, which is like one of the foundations of the kind of commentary that I do, is, to consider the other side. So it's like, why bother giving me a click when they know that what I'm going to say will not be what they want to hear? I know that I can create a rebuttal to even the most far-sighted talking point and try to steer negativity into something that's more productive or something that's workable in terms of like giving feedback to Blizzard. And that's core to who I am. This ain't no act, folks. This is me. But at least on YouTube, and this is extremely unfortunate, you don't get successful that way. Getting success and growth on the platform doesn't come from inviting discussion, at least not in the welcoming tone. We live in a YouTube space that doesn't thrive nearly as well when it comes to discussion, but it does great. It thrives when it comes to taking sides, to polarization, drama. Me talking balanced about two sides of an issue. Some of you give me feedback and say, hey, this is a really refreshing take. This is awesome. But in the long run, it's not nearly as interesting as a reaction video to another content creator. Even better if it's a roast or drama. For those of you who have the audacity to watch like every video that I've ever made, which is like my wife and like two other people maybe, I've done my share of kind of reaction videos to other YouTubers, and I'm shit at it. I suck at it. All right. That's why you don't really see them anymore. To me, it just doesn't feel right breaking down someone's video line by line and then walking all over it and then publishing it. And like, that's it, especially when there can't be a very quick reply. I prefer like a live discussion if that were the case, but others are perfectly comfortable with that. And to that, more power to them. I don't think that, if that's what people want to see, that's what people want to see. So basically, I've positioned myself in a place where people are less interested to hear what I have to say about something because some other bigger channel is either drowning me out, or because I'm too balanced in my views, or the viewers, they just look at these bigger channels and they see this opinion and they feel validated. And it's like, okay, cool. I don't really need to look for someone else for an alternate answer or a different viewpoint because their mind is already set. So it sucks. This is a really hard lesson to learn. It's like, I want to give opinions, but I'm not big enough or relevant enough to give those opinions. And it stinks. It makes me feel little tiny small. I thought that presenting myself as a moderate would feel refreshing in a world where many of us, many content creators, tell people or encourage people to take sides. And for those who do feel refreshed by it and who continue to watch and will continue to watch, thank you. You guys are awesome. It just seems that these days this space is occupied, right? Right. It just seems that these days the space is occupied by larger figures, and I've been really struggling to find out where I fit these days. So it's really important that I hear from you, even people who are like, "Ugh, I'm tired of this SoulSoBreezy person. This guy sucks." I really do want to hear from you folks at home and elsewhere. Like, where have I just totally missed the mark? Where have I fucked up? And from your observations, am I wrong about this kind of self-assessments? What have other successful channels that you've seen? What are they doing right that I could be doing right that I'm not? I mean, I know I'm trying to ask for the answers, and I know that for the most part, I need to figure this out for myself. But I do want to get more perspective. You don't have to worry about dreading or expecting me to start putting out like drama videos day after day or writing on a whiteboard. I don't even mean to knock ass on that, but don't expect that kind of stuff coming from me. So as I work on trying to rediscover myself, I suppose, let me tell you what I'll tell you my thoughts now. Like, what am I going to do in the meantime? The first thing, of course, is to create this video and put it out because I really, really want to hear what you have to say. Oh, okay. Well, I got one. What is the most and the least favorite content that you've seen me do? I think that's a pretty good jumping off point. There are certain directions that I'm trying to lean towards, but I'm going to try to be more gung-ho about it. One thing is that I'm going to be definitely working on what is called more evergreen content, as in like Warcraft related content that people are more likely to want to look at weeks, months, years after I put it out. So that one's tough because it could be, that could be anything. It could be like top 5s and top 10s, or looking at historical zones and studying them. Basically a lot of original content and leaning away from like the up-to-date news and the latest reactions to this and that. I'm going to try to move away from that. I would like to do more add-on videos. I know I've totally fallen off on that for like almost a month now. But I do think the add-on community is very important. So I'm going to try next week to throw together something about, hey, here are some new add-ons that have been coming up over the past month or two that you might be interested in that you never heard of, because there are already huge add-ons that are kind of like pushing these other smaller guys and girls down. I've been pretty successful with lore-related stuff, so I'm going to look into that a little bit more, like interpretations, theories, speculation, and other things that help to flesh out this whole World of Warcraft universe. Since it's lore and not game design, I think I feel a little bit more comfortable doing response videos to other people that have certain opinions, and I'll be like, let me add to that, or that's total dog shit. Let me offer my input on that. So I think I'd be more comfortable with reaching out. I'm probably going to do this first. I'm going to reach out to someone like Pyromancer and be like, hey, I'm looking at this video here. I have some thoughts on it. I'm going to do a response video, and I'm just going to let you know, and then maybe we can have like either do response videos, or we can get together and to do a live discussion or something like that. It could be cool. But I think lore is a safer space for me to have those sorts of discussion and not exactly game design. I get that there's, again, a lot of polarization when it comes to like the different factions and how you believe or interpret certain things. But ultimately, I think that's safer than talking about, oh, well, I'm totally fine with artifact power and you guys are just being little punks. I don't know. I just think it'd be fun to have a bunch of lore nerds gathered around like old scholars interpreting the scriptures of Warcraft. Some things aren't really going anywhere, like the periodic Q&A coverage. I think that I have that spot kind of on lock. I think I'm one of the few people that do that, so I'm just going to keep doing it. But I think I would also like input on the weekly, funny enough, because that's where the news comes in, and I regularly inject opinions at certain points. I'm just wondering if that's a good idea. Is it a good idea for me to have something to say about every little thing that happens? Because I think the weekly is where I really stick my neck out a lot when it comes to, because there's so many things to talk about and I have something to say. And Bob too. I mean, he needs a place somewhere, right? In the end, folks, I just want to keep making stuff. I just want to keep working. I love doing what I do and I don't want to stop. So I just want to I want to keep making stuff that I like, that people will also like, and that they'll also come back to. And at the moment, I'm failing at that. And after 3 years, the last thing that I want to see happen is to look back and to look back at what I've been doing and tell myself, okay, the last couple of years that I've been putting 100% of my energy into is stuff that people don't give a shit about. Why am I sounding so sad? I'm still not done talking about what I want to do, or don't want to do. I also probably am going to shy away or lean away, or I'm going to take a break from talking about game systems, and given that sort of feedback, I'll give feedback as to, hey, this is what I don't like, and maybe this is what I want to see instead. But I'm not going to go as far as, hey, let me think up this whole robust system. Let me redo Titan forging and talent and player housing and all that stuff. I think that can be put on the shelf for now. I can I can hold off until a major patch or another expansion or something like that, when we can take a look at the lessons that Blizzard learned and did not learn, and then once again revisit some of these old ideas. What will probably happen with this new kind of approach, where I'm trying to do a little bit more original content and less just reacting to stuff, is that you're probably going to see fewer videos come out of me a week. You might see 2 or 3 at most, instead of like the up to 4, 5, 6 videos that you would sometimes see. But if there's something that I feel really excited to talk about, and I'm like, oh dude, okay, I got words, Blizzard, then I'll go ahead and come out and do a quick, I'll do a quick blurb on it. But this should mean more fun content, more quality content of new stuff that maybe people haven't seen before. Maybe for all we know, a year from now, I'm gonna be like the voiceover guy that does something. I don't know. This also means that I can kind of, sort of, I'm still on the fence about this, but I'm thinking, maybe if I change the time slot, or maybe if I just take it more seriously, I can become a better contender in the stream side of the game. Because I think that's a space where I'm better positioned to give opinions, because I might see something and then boom, 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 I'll just react to it like right away. And people who happen to be on, who are listening and watching, they can be like, wow, Soul, you're an idiot. Let's talk about why. So we can get into a nice, healthy live conversation. I can still scratch my itch when it comes to me wanting to give that sort of feedback. But without going through like the whole effort of creating a produced video and then boom, here you go, folks. Oh, you didn't want to hear it. Great. So those are my thoughts, at least. Shift the content deployment a little bit, less videos, more quality, work on streams a little bit more, maybe do a actual push to hit partner. That might be fun. But as for what you folks can do, because there are things that you can do, don't worry, you're already doing it. Actually, you're watching and listening, and maybe typing in a comment or preparing some jackass remark, and that in a sense is help in your own way. I know that I saw Swag somewhere down there, and I do the whole patron thing, and I try to not be too obnoxious about it. I guess what I could really use from you is whatever you can afford, and to not be shy about. I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about what I need from you is just what you can give, and to not hesitate. Just go ahead and let it out. Dropping in the Discord channel or the stream whenever I'm live to say hi, that goes a long way. No joke. Giving your thoughts, your feedback, your input Even if you want to tell me something's like totally shit, I totally appreciate that too. Or even outside of direct interactions with me, if you're talking with other folks in your guild, in game, out somewhere in that 3D fleshy world, if you're talking about Warcraft, you know, maybe I said something about the subject and you can tell that person, hey, have you heard of that one dude? Like, he said some stuff and you might be interested in hearing what he has to say. And that's really it. That's what I need from you folks who have been super loyal the past couple of years. I don't even have words. Like I almost feel bad because I was saying, oh, it's not enough. But like the subscribers and all that stuff, it's not enough. The growth is not enough. But what I have from you is gold. It's so precious. The pledges or donations and ad revenue, whatever. Those are byproducts of getting exposure from those who spread the word. And of course, you know, when I put out good content. So, you know, liking videos and subscribing, that's obviously important too. I guess lately I've been feeling a little frustrated, a little sad, because not because of the state of the game. I think it, you know, there's an ebb and flow, and even if WoW is on this permanent downturn, things will I'll adapt as best as I can. It's just that at the moment, I feel like what I'm doing is wrong, and I need your help with trying to steer the ship in the right direction. I don't want to stop. I don't want to stop doing this. And I know that it starts with me, but I can't do this alone. Thanks for watching. Stay breezy.